Mason's crew has an extra week to prepare for their next opponent. Coming up with the KU Football Show, we'll take a look at the season to date and scout the Utes of Utah. Stay tuned for the KU Football Show next.
The KU Football Show, an inside look at Kansas Jayhawk football with head coach Glenn Mason and the voice of the Jayhawks, Bob Davis. Brought to you by Commerce Bank, where our customers say, for my money, it's commerce. The Gatorade Company, to remind you that life's a sport. Drink it up. Applebee's Neighborhood Grill and Bar, where they have a post-game lineup sure to satisfy any appetite. Columbian National Bank and Trust Company. It's what a bank should be. And by Salyer Pharmacy, Wichita's prescription specialist.
Hi again. Welcome to the KU Football Show. Stop me if you've heard this before, but the Jayhawks did not play this past Saturday, but they will be in action this next week at Utah. Coach, I hope you're not getting overly used to playing every other week.
God, no, I'm not. It's a tough deal. You get all excited about getting started, and you got to stop and start again and stop and start again, and I'll be glad when we just kind of roll week in and week out.
The extra week maybe proved beneficial for the TCU game. Hopefully it will be again this week.
Well, that's right. I've been asked to comment quite a bit on the season. I said, well, I'll tell you after the first part of it's over, the 1st of October, I'll tell you how I thought September went.
Well, it's been an interesting month, certainly, but one with a lot of thrills. We're going to take a look at some of the highlights of the first two ball games, courtesy of Bank 4. You're off to a 2-0 start. Regardless of when you play, you like that.
Well, I sure do like that, except we should have played 5 games already.
Here's the start of the Ball State ball game, which was the season opener on a Thursday night. Seems like a long time ago.
Well, it seems like last year, and here's the first play from scrimmage, and Matt Johnner throwing the ball out there to Isaac Bird for a pretty good gain. And then go back on defense, and here's a 3rd and 2, a 3rd and short situation with our defense, and they come out running the option, and I thought that our defense was well prepared versus the option against Ball State. Every time they tried it, I don't think they gained an inch on it. And here they drop back to pass the ball, and Chris Jones, our senior defensive end, gets in there and makes a sack. And they're going to come and run the option again, and now the quarterback fumbles the ball, and Mo Gaddy, our strong safety, comes up with it. Our defense has been good thus far this year. If that ball goes on the ground, we've got our share of them.
You bet.
Here we come back on offense, and they're committing a lot of people to the run, and Matt Johnner goes to Andre Carter, our senior wide receiver, for a post route, and we come up with a touchdown. Here's a slow motion shot of it, ground level, and you'll get a good view of John here. He looks the defender off and then throws a nice pass right on the money to Andre Carter from Tampa, Florida, and Jayhawks are leading 7-0 with 2:45 to go in the first quarter.
Andre's pretty happy.
Here we go back on defense, and here's Patrick Brown going in, putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and he throws it away on the screen pass. We were yelling for intentional downing, but the official was correct. The receiver was looking for the ball. We come back on offense, and here's Johnner thrown out to Isaac Bird, who really had a good day against Ball State. Everybody knows he's a fine receiver, has great hands. And then Henley's off, good blocking, and running the toss sweep all the way down deep into Ball State's territory. Here we get a ground level slow motion shot of it, and you can see it's awful good blocking, and Henley's a big, powerful running back, and he gets to turn the corner into the secondary. He's tough to bring down. Run a little motion with our fullback and run the toss sweep again to Henley, and he gets it in the end zone. Here's another shot of it. And see, there's awful good blocking to give him the corner, and he dives in the end zone. 14-3 with just under 4 minutes to go in the half. Here comes Johnner back, and he throws another pass to Bird, and really this shows Bird makes Johnner look good on this, and that pass is a little late and high, and he just gets his hands on it and brings it in. Really well covered by Ball State, but it's a good reception for us, and here goes Henley for a touchdown run, making it 21-3.
Well, what a start June has had.
Yeah, he's had 2 good games, and if we continue to block well for him and he stays healthy, he'll have a good year. Here's Ball State on offense, and Jeremy Hannock got to play. Chris Jones got a little banged up, and redshirt freshman Jeremy Hannock out of Colorado got to play and really played well, made a nice play there. Put Ben Roots into the game, a quarterback, and hands the ball off to Henley, and he's off to the races down the sideline. He's one guy to beat, doesn't beat him, but it's a big game for us. Then we go to pass, and here's Roots. Similar play that Johnner hit Carter on. Now it's Roots to John Gordon, a freshman wide receiver for us, and he gets his first touchdown. 28-3 KU over Ball State. Here's another shot of it. And really, Gordon had his man beat very badly. The ball was a little bit underthrown, but we ended up with a touchdown. Still a lot of time left to go in this game, and got an opportunity to play a lot of players, and then we come down, and here's Henley diving in the end zone to put the final points on the board, 35-3. Final points for us, anyway. But there's a lot of time left. We played a lot of people, and really went to the running game.
That's been an upside. You haven't played very many ball games, but certainly in this game you played a lot of guys, and that was the case also at TCU.
Well, when you get ahead like that, especially in the Ball State games, it gives you a chance to play a lot of young players.
We'll have a look at the highlights from TCU coming up, but right now let's go back to 1975 and KU against Wisconsin. October 4th, 1975, the Kansas Jayhawks hit the road to face the heavily favored Wisconsin Badgers in Madison, Wisconsin. In only his second start at quarterback, Nolan Cromwell sets up the Hawks' first touchdown on this 27-yard run out of the wishbone. Meanwhile, the KU defense held its own, registering 3 interceptions on the afternoon. Leading 24-7, Kansas delivers the knockout blow late in the second half. Wisconsin quarterback Charlie Green's pass is picked off by cornerback Eddie Lewis, who returns it all the way for a Kansas touchdown. The 41-7 rout moves Kansas to 3-1 on the young season.
Salyer and Augusta pharmacies have provided quality service to their customers for more than 20 years. We're here to give you fast, friendly, personalized service, something you won't find just anywhere. We also provide a wide range of home health care supplies, delivery, and computerized records for your tax journals. It's all part of our customer care program. And if it's health and beauty aids you need, we've got you covered, along with a great selection of birthday and greeting cards. Salyer and Augusta pharmacies, the prescription professionals.
You, and you have the right to play sports until the cows come home.
You have the right to assemble.
You have the right to be equipped.
You have the right to free speech.
But anything you say can be held against you.
That's life.
Liberty.
And the pursuit of the goal.
But you don't have the right to remain thirsty.
Not when there's Gatorade.
Because every athlete has the right to be quenched.
These are your rights.
Now get out there and exercise them.
Life is a sport.
Drink it up.
Hi, I'm Clint Bowen, assistant football coach for the Kansas Jayhawks. It's time for your KU football trivia, sponsored by Ed Marling. Each week, one lucky winner will receive a KU sports rocker and will be eligible to win the grand prize, a KU area rug valued at $400. Who was the Jayhawks' leading tackler in 1993? Send your correct answers to this address, and we'll see you at the game. KU football trivia is sponsored each week by Ed Marling in Topeka and Lawrence.
When the heavens thunder, when the nation calls, you can make a difference and be a part of it all.
Find yourself in the Army National Guard, serving 1 weekend a month and 2 weeks a year. And you'll find an extra paycheck, money for college, and a great way to serve your community. Call 1-800-GO-GUARD.
In the Army National Guard, you can.
Time now for our Bank 4 highlights of the Jayhawks' second game of the year. You really didn't expect to go to Fort Worth and score over 50 points, did you?
No, I didn't. I was just going, hoping to go to Fort Worth to come home victorious.
Well, you did that, and in grand fashion, you had half a dozen turnovers that you took advantage of, and boy, what a difference that makes.
Well, that is the big difference in the game. TCU is a good football team. They showed that in their opener against Oklahoma, playing down there, and they really thought they were an improved team. I'm confident we would have won, but the difference is when you get +6 in the turnovers. Here we start on defense. Again, our defense played well, and they have a very unpredictable offense. They threw the screenplay out there, which really hurt us 2 years ago down there, and they played it well. We come back on offense, and here's Johnner throwing it out to Andre Carter for a good gain. Then we come down 3rd and 7, and we know how important third downs are, and here's Johnner throwing it out to Hosea Friday for the first down. So got off to a good start both offensively and defensively, and we come back and we throw it to Bird, and he picks up the first down yardage there also. So our offense, mixing the run and the pass, is working pretty well. We knew they'd load up against the run. We come down to a 3rd and 3, and we run a toss sweep. Great block there by Galbraith, and Henley almost goes in standing up. But big plays, you know. Obviously, third downs are very important, and we're working both ends of it, 3rd and long and 3rd and short. Here's a ground view of it, but we went outside, and Henley uses his speed and gets in the end zone. It's 7-0, so things are working pretty good on the road. We had their band down there. I didn't know the band was going, and they showed up, and we had a great crowd, very much into the game. And here we go on defense, putting pressure on the quarterback, and Kopp put a lot of pressure on him. If there's one thing we did poorly there, we had their quarterback trapped a number of times and didn't get the sack. But here's a great interception by Patrick Brown. Again, we knew that they would go with the screens, the draws, the delays type of thing, and he smelled the rat and picked off the pass, and doing okay. Here we come with a toss sweep to Henley, going around the left side this time, and it doesn't go the distance, but it's a big gain. I thought at one point on that run that he might go the whole way. Then we come back in the next quarter, and here's Henley cutting back against the grain, running our zone play, and takes it down, almost scoring again. Run our extra tight end in motion, run the toss sweep, and this time he will go in standing up. Awful good blocking, and we're mixing it up well with the run and the pass. Here's a ground level view from behind. You can see what Henley sees, and Galbraith gets the final block, and he walks it in the end zone, 14-7, with a lot of time left to go in the first half.
June seems to get better with more carries, doesn't he?
Well, he gets into the flow of the game, and if you're a good running team, this is a great run. This is the play of the night. Went for it on 3rd and short, and he gave it to Galbraith and got the first down, and shows tremendous balance. Watch this. If we could have stopped it, you can see he's almost down. His head almost hits the ground. His left hand's on the ground, and he takes the distance. We got a couple different views here, and that's great effort, and that's what you win with. And really, that I think epitomized what we wanted to get out of that game down there in Fort Worth, and it put us ahead 21-10 with a little over 5 minutes to go. We come back with a little bootleg pass, and we throw it down deep to Jimmy Moore, which I think was really was an important play, because I think it sent the message we weren't just going to sit on the lead. We had a lot of time to go, and we wanted to make sure that we kept executing our offense. And then Jeff McCord comes on and kicks the 34-yard field goal, and we're ahead 31-17. Still a lot of time to go. Handoff in the zone play. Again, Henley cuts it back, and he's off to the races for the touchdown. And you're right, it seems the longer this game goes, I don't know if he gets warmed up or you wear the opposition down. Here we go on defense again, and good pressure, and Ron Warner hits him from behind. The ball's up for grabs, and we come up with it. The ball bounces funny ways in football, and it seems to bounce our way down in Fort Worth. Then we come back to Johnner to Isaac Bird for another touchdown. 45-17 with just seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. Now we start playing a lot of players and come with a toss sweep, and this is Eric Van, who's a good running back in his own right, and he takes it in for the score.
Really a nice victory, Coach, and despite that score, I still think TCU is a quality team, and I'd be surprised if they don't have a fine year and a winning season in their conference. I
don't think there's any doubt about it. I think you're looking at a bowl team. I don't want to put any pressure on Pat Sullivan and his people down there, but you look at the schedule that they have to play yet. turn around, there are problems with the holding on to the football, they'll be okay. Our game would have been a lot different without the 6 turnovers.
Absolutely. We've got more just ahead. We want to remind you our game highlights are brought to you by Bank 4. So many ways to get to the bank, so many reasons to get to Bank 4. We'll have more of the KU Football Show after a look at our weekly university feature.
Professor Robert Rowland received a surprise on the first day of class, a $5,000 award presented by KU Chancellor